The main premise of triagism is that your resources are limited, while the needs of the world are virtually unlimited. Therefore, you have to apply and deny your resources in such a way as to maximize the long-term yield of whatever is most important. This is pretty easy to understand in terms of medical triage on the battlefield, because the goals are pretty simple. You want to save as many lives as possible. And the needs are virtually unlimited. There's more people than you can possibly treat. Therefore, you have to take your resources and direct them to the place where they're going to best serve that long-term yield you want to achieve. It may not be so easy to understand it in other things, and we're going to talk more about that. But first of all, we have to lay a foundation for what the world is all about. What is this world that we're dealing with, and how do we determine what is most important to achieve in the long run? So what is life? What is existence? We're not going to debate it very much, because we're just going to take whatever we see and work with it. We are going to assume that life is what it appears to be, that these rocks are real, these trees are real, and that we are a being that inhabits this world but doesn't control it. At least we don't control it psychically. This world exists outside of us. It has a life of its own. It was here before we came. It will be here after we came. And like it or not, we have to deal with it. So this isn't the only view you could have on life. You could say this is all a big computer simulation, and that none of this is real, and it only appears to be real to me because some advanced computer program is pumping it into my nervous system.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
You know, that's the Matrix for you. That's the premise of the Matrix. And I can't prove that that's not true. But in any case, it's a damn fine simulation, and it's the best reality that I have to deal with at the moment. Therefore, I have to live with it. I have to work with it. There could be gods circulating in the heavens. There could be gods pulling strings. But they're far beyond my limited ability to understand. So I can't deal with it. I can't negotiate with gods. I can only negotiate with the things I see around me and the people I see around me, and I can learn the rules of those things and at least try to make my life a little better. Triagism is a branch of existentialism, and that's the philosophy that basically says that existence provides its own meaning. In other words, you don't need gods to tell you what to do. You don't need to be listening to your elders to tell you what to do. All you need to do is observe the existence that you happen to be stuck into, and that existence alone will provide all the meaning that you need to conduct a fulfilling life. One of the unavoidable facts of life is pain. If you hold your hand above a candle flame, you're going to experience pain firsthand, and your body is automatically going to pull your hand away. You'll also find that the pain persists much longer than the original candle flame did. You're going to be in pain for some time. So right now, even if you know nothing else about the world, you have to realize that pain is bad, and pain is something you should avoid if possible. That gives you at least some goal, some long-term goal. Minimize pain over the entire length of your life, and that's something you can apply triage to. So we have a few useful starting concepts here. The world is what it appears to be. The world is solid. It has a life of its own. It obeys rules that have nothing to do with our thoughts and dreams and wishes. Pain is something real. It's something unpleasant that we should avoid whenever possible. These are really the only things we need to know to create a decent philosophy of life. Of course, there are many different kinds of pain, and we have to understand them all, and that's where the complexity comes in. But ultimately, we're just trying to make a pleasant life for ourselves by minimizing the amount of pain we experience over the entire course of our life.